I close my eyes.
Bobo.
Only for a moment, but the moment's gone.
There it goes. Damn.
All my dreams.
Wake up, Bobo.
Pass before my eyes a curiosity.
I'm confused.
Dust in the wind.
Protect your eyes.
All we are is dust in the wind.
Itty bitty little things floating around.
Dust in the wind.
I got allergies.
All we are is dust in the wind.
I chew.
Suck it, Kansas. You know, Rich.
Yes?
Here's an interesting tidbit.
I think they said your fly's open.
I don't speak fandom. I don't know.
You don't speak Scream?
I think one of the things that's going to be really exciting this season is that we're going to learn pretty quickly that a world full of fallen angels is pretty much a free-for-all. What happened? Sit down.
Free for all.
Cleverness on the part of the writers, I like to think. But this is a situation where they're really going to come to a much more antagonistic kind of front with each other. I mean, Crowley has to shore up his camp, and he is actually the one who thinks ahead more than any other character in the universe of our. I don't think the Angels even really handled it as well as he's done. So he is going to be an issue, probably quite a titanic one. I don't know.
Like I said, oh Crowley, basically.
What just happened?
I had a sentence, and then I just started to hear myself talk, and then I was just like, and then I saw the top of my head.
It's just stream of consciousness.
It's brilliant.
Okay. So did that answer your question?
Good enough.
Okay.
What? That wasn't good enough? Wait a minute. Oh, I hear you now. Come on.
So, who's getting the car? Demon Dean or Sam?
I guess Demon Dean doesn't need to drive, huh? So.
No, Demon Dean's got the car.
That's right. Well,
But unfortunately, Demon Dean doesn't care about the car as much as regular Dean does.
How in the world? Don't touch my action figure, please. Yes.
When we were in the green room, why don't you show them? We made you.
I think it's pretty good with such short notice.
The likeness is uncanny. That's amazing. Somebody's an artist.
That's highly collectible.
That is. Yeah! It's like a portrait.
The first part of the season, you know, we still got Lucifer out there, so there's a hunt for Lucifer. Who? The guy that's replacing you, Mark.
Oh.
Just as an aside, at least once a week, Mark Shepard talks to either Andrew or myself and says, are you killing me yet?
It's a dream.
Yeah. One of these days, we're going to say yes just to really make him squirm, but not yet.
And speaking of coming back, Charlie Bradbury is a very popular character on the show. And everyone loves Felicia Day. Is there a chance we might see her again this season?
I'm not sure how these guys feel about it, but I know when I'm directing and they're doing scenes with Felicia, I don't get the sense that she's really giving you very much. Ooh. And as a director, you're constantly waiting for her to get out of the makeup trailer. She gets on stage, she doesn't really know her lines.
She's mean to everybody, we can't look at her in the eyes.
it up. Not that Felicia Day. I was talking about somebody else.
Okay, so I was in another hall entirely. Thank you. But I kind of am at Comic-Con everywhere all the time. I heard you, Bob, and I flew over here. Thank you. Hi, everybody. And Bob, I don't have a lot of power in the world, but at Comic-Con a little bit, and I think you might have a cosplay Deadpool take you out later in the bathroom. Just saying.
And so notwithstanding all the luggage they bring from their time apart from each other, they are very much united in going after this one thing.
Our like log line for this season was, this time it's personal, except for then there was this shark movie that had that. Jaws 3, I think, or Jaws 4 actually had that. Anyway, continue. Does that help? I don't know.
And
So happy Ben had his espresso this morning.
I don't know, am I helping? I can stop. I just want to
Carry. This is helping,
Came here to
actually.
talk.
We're really proud of last season. We had a lot of intensely personal character stories, and this year we are going back to a little bit more, I think, of an epic feel with a big bad and a real sort of a quest for the brothers to unite on. I'm just trying to tell them stuff, man.
The cast is now kind of stepping into a more Hunter role, it seems like. He's sort of more on the front lines in this struggle. How has that changed Cass's perspective and relationship with the boys in terms of the absence of Dean and now having to step into that position?
I think that this is definitely a roll up his trench coat sleeves moment for Cass, where he's.
Even Al is like, no.
I don't think.
Sorry,
he's
Misha.
kidding.
Sorry. Yeah.
And he's also taking Jack under his wing a little bit, because Jack is struggling with some of the same things that
I don't know what you're talking about. I see no similarities whatsoever.
That Cass has gone through in the past.
Right.
And
I don't suppose you could hint at what this one thing is.
It's one thing.
It's the Ark of the Covenant.
I think, we know it has to do with.
We know that for
I
sure.
just stroked out here on stage. I apologize. A buzzer went off of my back. No, I think I have to leave it at that right now. I think I have.
Crowley, Kevin, Dean, Sam, they're all involved in a chase for, a power source, ultimately. We won't be clear about it, but this season, like all others, will introduce a game-changing element that we've already seen hints of. But we have a roller coaster, and we're going to get you on it. It's strange to try and unpack a roller coaster at the beginning of the roller coaster. That's why they have the part that goes up, so you can go down.
There it is. Ben Edlund.
But it's a roller coaster. It's got wheels and tracks and all that.
How do you think the boys will respond to this big bad?
Well, I think we'll beat it because we're not the lose Chesters up top.
It's a very good point. Yeah.
Nailed it.
So bad. Just so you know,
That is
He's been working on that one for years.
that's the most written bit we have for this entire panel. Worked on that for a week.
I've never
was
been
so proud
so
of that.
ashamed to be sitting next to you.
There's a reason why Jared doesn't have a long sitcom reel. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. If I were to grow my hair this long, you couldn't tell us apart.
That's right. That's how it came to the
air.
audition. That's why it all worked out. You had the hair like that.
That's it.
Precisely.
See, and this is what you're left with. I apologize, but it's. Stop it.
And then, I mean, Castiel. I did this.
Buddy.
I gotta do this.
Buddy.
I gotta do this. Bobby. Did you really kill Castiel?
You know, we have said over the course of time, one thing that keeps the show fresh and why we've gone into our 13th season is we say when we write these things that you have to go where the story takes you. And Andrew and myself and the other writers, we thought that perhaps Castiel's time had come. Wait. Frankly, and I think the guys will back me up on this, Misha had become a bit of a prima donna. Wanted to be number one on the call sheet, that's it.
So sorry guys, I guess I was back there, but they never told me to come out, but I heard my name, so I assume.
This is awkward.
Well, this just got really weird.
Yeah.
Cass?
Are you back?
Hi. My name is Sam.
No, you're really in the wrong costume. Very confused, a confused person.
Did you look in a mirror this morning?
For my part, in all honesty, we are not the Lose Chesters, but for my part, I'm happy to see the boys. See, why did that get more laughs?
If you keep saying it throughout the panel, by the end it'll kill.
We're not the Lose Chester.
I love sympathy comedy.
We haven't seen much of the storyline because it's going to be revealed to us throughout the season in flashbacks. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah. So we will learn more about what happened, you know, to their time in purgatory as the season progresses. So we don't quite know what that is, but yes, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what is revealed in that. Yeah. Anything to add there,
No.
big guy?
You talking to me or to Misha?
Misha.
Because yeah, please go.
But Ben, if you have
Well,
something to add,
I could add something about the storyline, but I have no idea what it is, so it's difficult for me to add.
Go ahead.
You know what? Why don't you go?
I know. I mean, it's a hard question for an actor to answer because of the incoming material comes from the so. I understand the difficulty that Jensen now faces in this moment, and then we have our own constraints on what we're supposed to say. Hooray! But I think that you go into purgatory. There's a whole body of events that take place there. There are meetings and conflicts and a whole other kind of subterranean storyline that happens in the past, but it affects the future in all these different ways. And yeah, Jeremy, I'm right. They're going to meet some badasses down there. There's going to be some big problems, right?
yeah, we'll say that.
Everybody, don't move. I'm sorry, go on, Jeremy. I didn't mean to distract you from what you meant to say.
My question is, will Season 8 focus heavily on mythology like 4 and 5, and will we finally be formally introduced to God?
Good question, writers.
Wow. It's the God question, Jeremy. No, we didn't talk about this. Go ahead.
They're panicking.
Did you just throw it to me, Ben?
Yeah. Do you want me to take it? It's a very unstable situation over here at the end of the table. I could begin to speak, but I'm not sure where that's going to go. Would you like to start it, and then I could condition what you say?
I'm going to take a run at it, buddy. Thank you. This season will actually, I think we're going to...
but I think that early on in the season, sort of the most important thing for Castiel, stop making our dolls mate. It's highbrow stuff that we bring to you here.
It's like a regular TED Talk.
Can we just wait it out? We'll let it happen.
And the people keep responding. Recently, the Teen Choice nominations came out. Congratulations, Jared.
Jared, tip of the hat for the acting.
Nominated in the actor category.
Those teens love the way you act. And for the other fellas.
Nominated for Best Chemistry.
No, Jensen and I actually have a chemistry set that we work with on set, and I assume that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Two lab coats, a couple of professional, protective eyewear.
Yeah, we're making hydrochloric acid and stuff like that from scratch. It's
So,
pretty
but
cool.
Misha,
Generally, we get a box. We get boxes to it. You know, trailer. Jared's like fan mail and all kinds of stuff, and we get it was like beakers. Woohoo!
Beakers.
or at least you will now.
Okay, at least there will.
So, but Misha, you guys, TV chemistry, you guys have branded yourselves as TV's greatest team since, I don't know who, Ernie and Bert. So.
I really didn't expect.
Hold on. Which one's which?
Listen, I don't know which one's which, but they have a picture of themselves together in every room of their house.
Which one's Bert and which one is Ernie?
Can I ask you guys a question? Sorry, is that all right? If I
have at it. Yeah.
Go for it. So you cast Alex on the show, and Alex looks exactly like me. And I was wondering, like,
just better and younger.
Well, way younger. No, it's actually like it feels like a whole generation now has lapsed on the show, and Alex to date won't submit to a paternity test. I keep trying to get a DNA sample from him.
He keeps asking for the 23andMe, and I'm like, no, not today, sir.
But are we at some point going to find out that like really Cass was the dad or something like that? No.
What do you think, Bob?
Spoiler alert.
I don't think they look anything alike.
Okay.
Okay, they look exactly alike.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said to Alexander.
Apparently, Demon Dean likes to karaoke. Or does he? I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
What about the triplets?
What do you think?
Next question.
Misha, why just one Winchester? Why can't there be a Sastiel? Why can't you get into some Sam action? Why can't you two be buddies too? Why do you got to have a favorite out of Dean?
Because the height difference with me and Jared is just too jarring.
At the same time, we are getting to meet another generation of fans now who were, there are 16 and 17-year-olds who are now watching the show who were 6 and 7 and too young. By the way, if you have 6 and 7-year-olds, don't have them watch Supernatural. They're too young.
No. Have them watch.
But
someone's getting fired.
Well, now I guess maybe we should just ask him. What's it like to not be on the show anymore?
Yeah.
Misha's
He's excited.
they
He seems
just
confused.
had to take the story where it went, but I'm not going away.
Andrew Dabb.
Yes.
There at the end, writer extraordinaire.
Skip Mark. Skip Mark.
What?
We're coming back to you.
We're getting to you. We just suddenly feel bad for Andrew
Mark, we're
Dabb.
coming back to you, Mark.
This is the thing Mark does.
Mark.
Where he goes over there,
Stop.
sits by himself.
That mic's not working.
Okay, you know what? Yeah.
I think
this is. You're right, Andrew. Hold on a second.
Hold the phone. We really should do this, Mark.
We weren't going to do this till later, but you forced us into it. We have a special.
We have a special surprise for you, Mark. We have somebody who worked with you several episodes this year. Super excited. Surprise guest here. Nobody knows they're here today. They're here to say hi, give you a little props. The hamster. Hello, everybody. How's it hanging? Hello, Mark. It was great to work with you.
I forgot it.
You're a very giving man.
I just want to say for the record, that was the best and kindest actor that I worked with in 10 seasons.
In all fairness, I was in a cage and couldn't escape, but thanks. Kind of tied my paws behind my back, if you know what I mean. Anywho.
Where the hell does this voice come from?
Oh, somebody stepped on your Funko head. You're funked. You just got face funked.
Oh my God.
But seriously, Brohan, great to see you again. And the people, so great to be here at the Comic-Con with you all.
Oh my God.
My question to Mark is, I'm a super fan of this show. I watched the season finale, and I know my accent is going from somewhere in South America to Italian, but bear with me. I traveled a lot in college. So the question I have for you is, you got the kind of a beach slap from Castiel towards the end of the year.
Wow.
Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. Don't punch a fellow actor. So now I'm all afraid. What's up with Crowley coming up in season 11? What are his plans? Is he still around? Help my brother out.
My stomach hurts.
We need tissues. The whole panel's in tears.
My stomach hurts.
Well, I'm dead. So they just let me come here because I was going to show up here anyway. But have a really great season, guys. It was fun.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks,
Love you, Mark.
thanks,
Surely not, Mark Shepard.
Say it ain't so. Thank you, Rob.
I don't see the lips moving anymore.
He's a hamster, after all.
Look at that. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Y'all see that?
Another
oh my God.
That's a good special effect.
Beat that.
That is very impressive.
Beat that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think we early on with Castiel, we talked about doing something like that. Production said it was too expensive.
Yeah. It was a little much. Yeah.
I don't get it. Who did you come as?
I came as Dean.
How many?
Great costume.
How many animals did you kill to get them?
Several thousand.
Several thousand. Okay. But who's counting?
Yeah.
And if you were to die at the end of season 12, like somebody on this stage, would you come back naked?
You know, I mean, I don't know that we can afford the blur effects. Honestly, like it's just.
Oh, you mean because it's like so much of the screen would have to be. Yeah.
No,
Gotcha.
I mean,
Gotcha.
I mean, that's what I've been told by hair and makeup. So.
Well, I know what you mean, because you'd have not just one blur, you'd have to have 3 blurs.
Yeah. Well, actually 4 because of the third nipple.
That's right.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I think it's great to have this conversation because we all know Jared's been very honest on his Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And I think this is a healthy forum to discuss this.
I thought that was so brave.
So brave. So accurate. So brave.
I will say that after, and I had several friends and family members call me to say like, dude, are you twittering some stuff? And I was like, huh? So to tell you from my end of the story, we're in Chicago a week ago, and I go to bed about 11 o'clock, and I get some sleep, and I wake up at 4 o'clock to like go to the bathroom or something, and I have all these like, your Twitter was favorited, your Twitter was liked, your Twitter was favorited, your Twitter was like, my Twitter, like, did I tweet something? And then I have
Your tweet is really gaining traction.
Yeah, your tweet is gaining traction. Make a comment. And I was like, and so then I have one text message, not from Jensen, not from Misha, not from Bob or Andrew or Richard or Rob. It's from Matt Cohen. And I was like, Matt, is he okay? Because he's not the type to text me at like 2 in the morning. So I opened it up, and it just says, dude, Twitter. I was like, huh. So I opened my Twitter.
I didn't realize he's fluent in ACLs. That's
dude, Twitter.
It may have been. It may have been Twitter, dude. Or dude, it was, but those 2 words. I don't remember the order. And so then I opened my Twitter, and I'm like, that's the last time I hand my phone over to Misha Collins.
Obviously, with the mark on, there's still we were sort of true to supernatural form. It sort of out of the frying pan into the fire. So though the mark is gone, we're dealing with something much bigger and badder. But maybe I haven't said it yet. We're not the Lose Chesters up top.
Yes. It's getting so tight, man. It's getting so tight. That Loose Chester's bit's getting tight.
A little bit better each time.
Well, the problem is we're slowly becoming the Loose Chesters.
Oh, come on.
Right.
So is this world, could that open up for other characters to reappear in the same way?
Do you have anybody specific?
I mean, there's not like...
This sounds more like a pitch than a question.
Well, I'm just curious, does God, like where does God, am I coming back, Bob?
I really feel like there's too much overlap between Castiel's look and Constantine's look. Now, granted, we did plagiarize the look from the original Constantine.
So it's circular.
But I think we get like squatters' rights now. It's ours now. I'm not an attorney, but I think this is sound logic.
Yeah, it's like common law now.
It's common law.
It's common law ownership.
It's our wardrobe.
Did y'all hear about the new movie Constipation? It hasn't come out yet. Still got it. Still got it.
For 10 years, I've listened to those jokes. And they're still not funny.
Sorry.
There was more to your question. I don't think I answered the whole thing.
No, you didn't.
What was the rest of it?
Spinoff? Would you consider...
What? There was this question about spinoff? I missed that entirely. Yeah. Great. I mean, I think
Sure.
I think that...
So, thankfully, Sam Winchester is alive.
You owe me $20.
I owe Rob $20. I thought you were
Because he's not a Lose Chester.
Is the most difficult part playing the son, the spawn of Lucifer, or when your cast members keep on trying to kick you in the crotchal region when you're on camera? What's the most difficult part?
Jack is going through a lot of struggles right now, so knowing that I maybe kicked in the balls at any given time really helps me focus, on the loss and the pain that I'm dealing with at all times.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy,
I feel very comfortable speaking to that. I went down on set at the end of last year and watched you guys doing a scene with Alex, and I have never seen more abuse at the hands of 2 grown men. And a poor guy who's just trying to cut his teeth on the show and do what he does. And it's unbelievable. And I literally went upstairs and reblocked every scene I had with you guys. I'm like, I need Padalecki over there, and I need Calvert over there.
So far, from what I have seen of the season,
Whatever you said right then was hilarious.
Dare I say, bigger than the Loose Chesters bit.
Will y'all put the camera closer? Because I want to... No, not me.
Yeah, he needs a close-up.
Do you have wings that come out of your costume?
Does it talk?
Does it talk?
This is going to be a really strange question.
Man, come on.
It's part human.
It's not talking.
All right.
Yeah.
So I can make notes through that thing. Jared,
He's alive.
Jared Jensen.
Y'all want him? Y'all got him.
I love you, Jensen. I love you, Jared. I love you, Misha. I love you, Mark. But you are all very beautiful. But this question is for Jeremy. So when is Kevin coming back?
Not to put you on the spot. Now? Never.
I understand.
I carry a little piece of Kevin with me at all times.
That's why I love you, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar Chow.
Even though the break, what was it, 2 months or something like that between seasons, some less for the writers who have to get back at it pretty quickly. But it's good. It's everybody comes back kind of refreshed and ready to go. And yeah, I think a few people on this panel actually said, "I'm looking forward to being back."
That was a private conversation
I didn't say who.
between us. That was a private moment. Unbelievable. It's
Anyway.
nothing sacred. Can I interject for just a second on the whole directing thing? So we were shooting a scene, and Jensen came out of the tent after we did a take, and he gave me a little direction. He asked me to do it a little bit differently. And then he came out of the tent after we did another take, and he looked a little unsatisfied, and he gave me another little note, tweak it a little bit. And then he came out of the tent after the third take, and he said, "I think I'm making it worse." So not everybody came back fresh and ready to go, evidently. Somebody had sort of dropped the ball over hiatus and forgotten how to act. But thanks, that was some of the best direction I've ever gotten.
And then it worked.
Then it worked.
Then it worked.
I think I'm making it worse.
Yeah, it's knowing what to say to certain people to really get the performance out of them. There's some people that you don't have to talk to at all. Nobody on this stage.
Hello.
I never had the pleasure of working with you.
Touché.
The interesting thing is that when Mom left, Sam was a baby and Dean was
You're a baby.
a child.
You're a child.
It's funny, as Dean grew up, but
You
Sam
grew up.
Never did.
just got larger.
Larger than God, some might say.
Well,
It's okay. I'm okay with it. So I need you to be okay with it.
My bucket list? Try not to die in season 10.
Good luck.
Well, that directly conflicts with Jensen's bucket list, which is kill Mark Shepard as soon as possible. Not Crowley, but Mark Shepard.
I'm talking to my friend, don't worry.
Now that Kaz is human, is he gonna get to learn how to drive the Impala?
Nope.
He's just kidding. Of course he is.
No.
He will.
No.
It'll happen.
Considering that women have too often been used to further the plot of male characters, why was the decision made to kill Charlie and dump her in a bathtub?
Yeah, just you guys want to go away.
The day Andrew suggested that,
Wait, second part.
Season 12 picks up with Cass. I think Cass kind of has, for a long time on the show, see how I started 4 different sentences there without actually saying
It's
anything?
good. Not a lot of people can do that.
That was 5, actually.
That's one of my strong suits.
6.
Cass is going to be doing a lot of that this season. It's a little teaser.
You know, I was just thinking about when we were talking about Alex and him being like one of the most powerful creatures or things on the show, and now he's not. You know, generally we get rid of those kind of omnipotent characters, and they don't really come back. And so I think it was a really nice way for the writers to find a way for Alex to stay on the show. I think it just speaks volumes to
his performance,
to Alex, and the skills that he possesses. Anyway, just food for thought.
His youth, you know, his sort of vibrant manner. I mean, his raw talent, obviously, things that would make the writers.
I mean, don't get the wrong idea. He's still going to kick you in the balls, but.
He clearly held, Alex as an individual, as a person, as an actor, as a performer, clearly holds some sort of powers where the writers cared about him enough to take away his proverbial powers. I agree with you, Jensen.
Yeah, those are all great points. Really good points. Solid arguments to be made. Anyway, you know, it's rare I actually even get in front of the writers so I can ask them that question, but we'll move on because we've got things to talk about. But anyway, I'm your grandfather, so don't.
I was really scared of Bloody Mary. So when we did that episode, season 1, and Hookman, Bloody Mary and Hookman were definitely things I was scared of.
Really?
Just kidding. No, yes.
I think as a kid it was more. I was really afraid of the thunder and lightning storms that we had in Texas, which can rattle the house. And that was
really.
Yeah, because it's real.
I feel like I'm watching a scene from the show right now.
This isn't real?
Here we go.
So we haven't really had to deal with lightning and thunderstorms on the show, but what I think I just saw.
When I told him I was scared of the thing in my closet, he gave me a 45. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you know what's out there.
When I was 4, my family decided that they would dress my uncle up as Santa Claus and take a picture of him with a sack of toys next to my bed while I was sleeping to authenticate the document, like that Santa Claus was really here.
Oh my God.
And I saw that picture and it really freaked me the fuck out. I mean, like, who is this? There's a mom. There's this creep in my bedroom, lurking around. So I found the whole concept of Santa Claus absolutely terrifying.
There's an episode. What's weird is it was April.
And that's an episode.
Just wondering if any of you did any pranks this season, because I know you guys like to do that sometimes. Sorry.
I don't think we got a chance yet. We're still just what?
I was a little not concerned. Concerned is the wrong word. But
aware.
No, I was just there was a part of me that thought that Misha might try to do something to me while I was directing, and then I was like, he's not that dumb.
You know what? I apologize. I really did drop the ball on that.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
It's too late, man. I'm done directing.
That's all right. Just because you're not directing doesn't mean you can't be screwed over.
You know what? Earlier I ran into an old friend who wanted to ask a question. Yeah, I wanted to sort of. That's awesome. I said he could, and.
Why, whoever could it be, Rob?
Hello, you crazy peoples!
Well, hi.
How the hell are you?
Okay, we're good. What's going on here?
Not a mucho. Hey, Bobby Singer, good to see you. Way to clock in for once.
What are you dressed as?
Oh yeah, you liking this? You like my new accessory? Guess who I am?
A pit bull?
Nope.
Rapping sensation Pitbull?
That doesn't make any sense.
Lead singer of Judas Priest?
Close, but no cigar.
My pastor.
No!
Who?
I'm Mark Shepard from episode 1115 Beyond the Mat.
That's right.
The one where he becomes Misha's Beach.
Right.
Hey, look, I can make this joke. Me and Mark are bros.
Me and Mark.
We're thick as thieves. So, Mark, a quick question. The licking of the floor bit. Licking of the floor. The licking of the floor bit. You was in the episode, damn it.
When you lick the floor.
Bob. Don't make fun of my accent.
Bob, Andrew.
That makes you a hamsterist.
Kill me now, please.
Here's a quick question. The licking of the floor. Improv? Or did you make it up on the spot?
Either or, which one?
This is what I go through day in, day out.
Hey,
I was an actor. I was really happy. I was working quite a lot. They bring me in. This is what they do to me. They've done this to me for 8 seasons.
Mark, you should be glad it was floor licking. I had a hand in pitching that story, and I had it being nipple clamps. But you know what? I got dabbed.
Oh, you got dabbed, huh? Yeah, it happens.
I was on board.
Okay, well, you know what? But I'm going to set you down.
Don't do it.
I'm going to...
I don't want to fall over. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, you're
You
welcome.
have soft hands like girl.
You have soft hands like girl.
So if your characters had dating profiles, what would they say?
Sam's would be really difficult. It'd be like Sam Winchester, tall, floppy hair. All past girlfriends have died horribly.
And tall.
Tall.
Again, twice.
Call if you're interested. But be prepared to sign an affidavit.
I think Castiels would have to say something about his disrespect for people's personal space, in full disclosure, because I think that could be a real turn off on a first date, you know? So, tell me about yourself.
You should be something like a disclaimer being like, if I look away, it's not because I'm not interested. He's always... Dean's would be rolling through town, no strings attached, interested. Similar to my personal one. That's
Must love dogs.
Must love dogs. That's evil. That's bad. I know what mine would be. Hello, girls. Or, hello, boys.
How about you? We're talking about family, and what about your family?
Oh, God.
Yes?
I had a question about what was your favorite props, Jensen, Misha, and Jared, like throughout the show. And yeah, I really love you guys.
Love you back. Thank you.
Favorite props throughout the show?
Favorite prop? Baby is not a prop. No, baby is a part of me. We get to play and use so many tools, weapons. I will say that one of the weapons that we play around with quite often, the Angel Blade, is one of my favorites because of the weight of it, and I just constantly am spinning it in my hand, and it kind of reminds me, it's the little, what are they called,
Fidget spinners.
Fidget spinner.
It's the original one.
The original fidget spinner.
OG fidget spinner.
My favorite prop is Dean.
This is your boy you're dealing with now.
This is what I've got to work with. My wee sausage.
Misha and Al Cal, we hear that you guys might be bonding more this season. There might be more things between your two characters. How do you feel? That's got to be exciting, especially that you look like his creepy uncle. That's got to be. Have you
Misha
heard
looks
about
like
that?
everybody's creepy uncle.
You know, it's funny. Every year I feel like I get up on this panel and just sustain abuse. It's kind of nice. Reminds me of set. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't feel like abuse. It feels like love. Is it love?
Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, I mean, I think we sort of touched on this already, but I'm excited about it. Are you excited about it, Alex?
No.
Great.
Working with Misha Collins is almost as bad as working with Jared and Jensen.
And then in terms of Crowley, for him, you know, Lucifer's still out there. He's not King of Hell when we start the season. The question for him is going to be like, what does he ultimately want? In the short term, it's pretty simple. He wants revenge. He wants Lucifer. That licking of the floor thing, which was not scripted. You know, but it seemed to have resonance. Yeah. No, it was, you know, he wanted to do more, but we were like, no, Mark, you have to keep your shirt on. Like, it's not cool. Like, I don't know. He has his own ball gag. That was weird.
Amen.
Hi, everyone.
Your voice is much higher than Jim Beaver's.
Hello, boys.
Hello. Idiots.
You idiots. I was wondering, how have your beliefs changed since before you started Supernatural and after, right now?
Right now.
Right now. You reckon?
That was spot on.
Thank you, sir. Regarding supernatural activities.
Okay. Because of the show, you mean?
Yes.
You know what? I've actually become, strangely, I don't know if it's a product of growing older or whatever, but I've actually grown sort of less fond of the supernatural.
Less fond of or less?
You like the show less?
No. Less,
You're fired too.
Less like
Who's this Les Fonda guy?
Les Fonda. No, it's about Les, my buddy Les. No, I mean,
playing the role of Sam Winchester in season 10. Let's bring him out.
This is my favorite question to ask because the answer is never me. Andrew, last year was fun because we saw the return of so many of our favorite characters, including characters played by our humble moderators, -1. So what about this season? Can we expect to see more of the old faves?
Well, you try to bring back the favorites. I think that's important. And, you know, we've been on the show for 14 years. A lot of people fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
Wow. That's life.
Andrew told me this summer that they give all the favorites directing jobs as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there are certain people you're interested in their career in them as people.
Yes.
Yeah, and you want to help their lives.
Understood.
Yeah.
Even the Almighty gets no respect.
I've always kind of said since the beginning that I'm more of a realist when it comes to things that go bump in the night. I assume that it's a window and not a ghost. But now, after being on the show for 10 years, it better not be a ghost because I'm going to kill it. So I think it's kind of a false sense of security that I've been given through playing Dean Winchester for 9 seasons is that, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, no, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV, so let me suture you up.
Well, Lucifer is going to try out a few different vessels. He's not, first of all, you know, to hold Lucifer, you need a really strong vessel, like Sam. So he, like Castiel. Jensen, would you like to hold? No.
Well, I'm wondering on your take on the supernatural personally, and since you've started the show, if you've, for example, been camping and thought, oh wow, is that a Wendigo or something?
I'll say something funny. I haven't seen a Wendigo yet, but Jensen and I, so we both live in Austin with our families. We walked into it was like a restaurant or a bar or something, and somebody sitting there looked at us and goes, damn, are you here to like kill ghosts or something? Like they seemed genuinely concerned. They were like, man, the Winchesters are here. There's a demon in the back, yeah. We're like holding EMF detectors. We're like, we got it, don't worry, you're safe. Every now and again, I don't think anything happened to me legit, but every now and again, if the lights flicker or if it gets cold, I'm like, don't worry guys, I got it.
Yeah, I kind of figured that even though it's kind of like I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV, and I feel like the paranormal and the supernatural would probably be smart enough to steer clear of two guys who have spent over a decade portraying hunters. They may have picked up a trick or two, and I feel like they're probably going to steer clear of us. That being said, if we ever do run into an issue, I feel like I could handle myself.
Cut to Jensen running, screaming.
Screaming.
Anytime Jensen has to dress either as we did the Western or we did the going back to the 1930s, here's Jensen's input. This is what I want to wear. Give me that hat, I want that coat. You have to make that special for me because the pants have to be, so his input is, just do it the way I want and I'll be happy.
Listen, to be fair, it's not just the time traveling types of things. I do that a lot, and one of them specifically, the dodgeball gym coach.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Dean's enthusiasm for the cowboy western theme was also just like Jensen's enthusiasm. You were legitimately more excited than your character about that hat.
So my backup question was, for several seasons, we were trying to figure out who had the deeper voice. Was it Kaz or was it Dean? So I want to know once and for all, who's...
Unfortunately, I think Mark Shepard takes the cake on that. He had his vocal cords surgically altered.
In all fairness, Mark Shepard also talks about 20 hours a day, so I think it's very worn down. So it's just very low.
It's definitely worn down.
Love.
Can we get a voice off?
Congrats, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, Misha and I are both seeking medical attention for just trying to keep up with Mark.
To keep the throat down here.
I haven't done my vocal warm-ups, but I'll do my best as a line that you guys know.
I'm the one who gripped you tight and raised you from perdition.
Uncanny.
It's funny, he sounds like that in the morning.
How do you know?
Mic drop. 5-foot mic drop. That was...
For me, I think it would be just being like, it's like a classic sort of fear, but it would be being up on stage with in front of a large number of people with my friends making fun of me.
In a little boy chair.
In a tiny, tiny chair.
Just a bunch of chairs collapse over on you.
I don't know,
what fear would you die of?
Wow. And he does this, and he didn't even get a donut. Bob Singer never got a donut.
Oh, this is. Oh man, I tell you.
Bob, thank you.
Nisha, you are so fired by accepting that gesture.
My question is for Jensen. I just wanted to know what you liked most and what you disliked most about playing Demon Dean.
I think the most I think gratifying thing for me playing was the lack. He didn't care. He didn't have a care in the world, and I enjoyed playing that aspect of it. The tough part was that it changes the relationship on screen with all the other characters that I've essentially had a relationship with for, it would have been 9 years. So having to build an entirely different relationship with the characters. What's happening right now?
Yeah. They're on fire.
I don't know, but I think we're supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, Jensen, but I think you're supposed to sing Freebird. I'm not.
Yeah. So somebody play some Skinner. Can we get a little Foghat up in here?
Always keep fighting.
No way.
That's awesome, guys.